Well, hello. My name's Denny. This is my plant-based journey, and we're going to make some carrot dogs. Yes, I'm serious. We're going to make some carrot dogs. Tomorrow's Labor Day, and I'm going to grill some tomorrow. But in order to do that, I want to marinate them and have them set overnight. We're going to use the Instant Pot, and we're going to steam them for about 3 minutes. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to pull it out along with the marinade that I'm going to make. And then we're going to leave it in the refrigerator overnight and then grill it tomorrow. I'll show you that when we get to it. But I want to go over the ingredients that I'm going to use in this recipe. Now, I reviewed several different recipes, some from places like Plant Pure Nation, from Forks Over Knives, Brand New Vegan, and a couple other YouTubers that I looked at their content in regard to these carrot dogs, and I found there's a lot of similarities and there's a lot of differences. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make my own. I thought about making a barbecue style rub and then just adding it to the liquids, but I'm going to do something just a hair different. I'm kind of going to put these things together as a group, and we'll see how it goes. We'll try it tomorrow and see how it works. But I thought I'm going to show you what I'm going to do first, and then I'll do it, okay? So I'm going to start with apple cider vinegar. This is a consistent product in every one of the recipes, and I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup of this in here. And I am going to make my liquid content pretty heavy because I have an 8-quart pressure cooker, an 8-quart Instant Pot, and you got to have enough liquid, otherwise it's going to burn on the bottom. So I'm going to put in quite a bit of liquid. So a 1/4 cup of the apple cider vinegar. I'm going to use low sodium soy sauce. I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup of that as well. You could use a couple of tablespoons, is probably enough, 2 or 3 tablespoons, but I'm going to use a 1/4 cup. Then I'm going to add to that some maple syrup, just for a little sweetness, and people use different things for that. You could blend up dates. There are some who use molasses, but I'm just going to use maple syrup. I'm going to add some low sodium vegetable broth, and this is going to be the main liquid. You could use water, and I know some do, but I'm going to use this. I'll use about a cup of that. Then I'm going to add some liquid smoke. Now, I have several different flavors of liquid smoke, but in this part of the world, everybody likes to cook with mesquite. Now, I know when you go in some places, it's hickory, or it might be hickory with some cherry. But around here, almost everybody uses mesquite. And so I'm going to add some liquid smoke mesquite, and I'm just going to put about a tablespoon. A lot of the recipes call for like a 1/4 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons or 1 teaspoon, but I'm going to put a lot. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of this. And then I have my dry ingredients. I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper for a little bit of a bite. I'm going to put garlic powder. Now, I know that some use fresh garlic. I'm just going to use the garlic powder. I have fresh garlic, but I don't want to mince up a clove and only just to use a small amount. But I'm going to use about a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to use the same thing, probably a teaspoon, maybe a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of dried mustard. Now, some will use different varieties of mustard. They'll use fresh mustard, they'll use ground mustard, they'll use like French's yellow mustard right out of the refrigerator. But I'm going to use dry ground mustard. That's what I use in rubs, that's what I use in barbecue sauce. So I'm going to use that. And then I think I'm going to use a little bit of this Better Than bouillon. It's not really bouillon, but it's kind of like that a beef cube or a chicken cube, like they make chicken base or chicken broth or beef base for many recipes. It's like that, but it's vegan, and the one that I'm going to use here is going to add a little bit of flavor that maybe will help the carrot. I don't know, we'll see, but I'm going to try it. And then there are other things that some people use that might be something you want to add. Like some will put a little bit of ground cloves, like a little dash of ground cloves. Others will use ground coriander seed. If you're not familiar, I love the smell of coriander, whether it's the whole seed and grind it yourself, There's just something about it. It's very prevalent in sausage, things along those lines, but I love the smell of coriander. And I think that's probably why some use it, because it might give it that little bit of sausage flavor and taste, but I'm not going to do that this time. Some use paprika. You could also use light chili powder. You could use something like this, cayenne, or if you really want to give it a little spice, you could put chipotle chili powder. This is really hot too, by the way. There are some who add jalapeno juice or sliced jalapenos to it. You know, there's so many versions. You could even make a Cajun seasoning version if that's what you like. And then if you're really weird, you could throw in some dill weed. I really don't recommend the dill weed. I just wanted to say dill weed. Isn't that crazy? Dill weed. I mean, that's like a perfect cut down name. Dill weed, you know, pick up your laundry, dill weed. Anyway, now I don't know why, but that's a funny name, at least in my opinion. All right, and then it's fall almost, even though it's 100 degrees. It's almost fall. I can tell because everybody's buying Halloween decorations and all the stores have already got Christmas stuff up, even though it's almost Labor Day, right? So you might as well throw in some pumpkin pie spice. No, I'm kidding on that. Don't do that either. All right, so in all seriousness, we're going to put apple cider vinegar, low sodium soy sauce, the low sodium veggie broth, the maple syrup, liquid smoke, and like I said, I'm using mesquite, and then we're going to add black pepper, garlic, onion, and ground mustard with a little bit of the fake bouillon base. And we're going to see how it goes. Now I'm going to put that together. I'm not going to measure it out for you. I told you what I'm going to use, but I'll show you what it looks like when I'm ready to go. And I'm going to throw it in my Instant Pot. I'm going to turn it on for 3 minutes on manual, and when it's done, I'm going to release the pressure, open the lid, I'm going to pull those carrots out, put them in the broth, and seal them up and put them in the refrigerator, and I'll cook them tomorrow. All right, here's how we're going to put it together. Okay, quick update. I was working on this and I got to the Beyond Bouillon and I started looking and I said, this looks different than last time. And so I turned it around and read the label, and this one is not vegan. This one is made from, it has beef that's been boiled into it, and I'm not going to use that. I don't know, I guess the last time that I bought one, I bought a vegan one, and I reached up and grabbed where I thought I was grabbing yesterday at the store, and apparently I grabbed the regular one instead of the vegan one, so I'm not going to add it to this tonight. What I am going to do is add a little extra pepper for a little bite. So instead of like a quarter or half teaspoon, I put in a little more. I put in about a teaspoon of pepper. Now that's going to be strong. It's going to give it a bite, and it might have a little heat to it. But I'm choosing to use black pepper like I would if I was using a rub for a brisket or something like that, instead of using the paprika or the chili powder for that bite. And I'll tell you why later, but I'm going to add some black pepper, and I'm going to add a little bit more of the veggie broth because I don't want that pepper burning on the sides or on the bottom. Now, I'm going to peel 8 carrots. I'm going to cut the ends off, make them about from this length down to about bun length. I have some whole wheat buns, and I'm going to make them about the size of a hot dog. I'm going to add them to this pot. I'm going to throw them in the Instant Pot for 3 minutes, and I'll show you what they look like right after this. Okay, it's done. Yeah, it's not hot at all. I don't know if you can see that coming off of the steam here, that coming off of this pot, but it smells really good. And I ended up making about 10 carrots instead of 8. I had a couple of extras. I got 2 that are real small and thin, but I also have a couple of bigger ones that cracked, and I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I'm excited. This came out very well, and so I'm going to marinate it overnight, and in the morning I'll leave it in the fridge until it's almost time for lunch. I'll pull it out, and I'm going to cook it outside on the grill along with some corn and some other things that I'll show you tomorrow. But I think this came out real well, and you know, I could have put in other seasonings, I could have put in other flavors, but this looks really good. It just smells so good. Of course, you put liquid smoke in anything and it's probably going to smell good. So, just a couple of quick thoughts. It's too early for pumpkin pie spice. Stop. I might make some pumpkin pie spice pancakes later this week. I don't know. But stop. And don't call anybody dillweed. I mean, just in case my grandkids are listening, don't call anybody dillweed. You know, unless you're bigger, faster, stronger. No, don't call people names. This is good. You know, you can make fake ranch using dillweed and garlic and parsley. Anyway, guys, this came out real well, and let's put it in the fridge and see how it comes out tomorrow. I'll see you in just a moment. For me, it'll be like 12 hours, but for you, it'll be just a moment. All right, it's the next day. Now, I have some things laid out here on the table. I have some of the carrot dogs. I have the corn. Listen, it's roasted. It looks so good. I'll tell you what, it doesn't look like a hot dog, but it looks like roasted carrot. But maybe it's going to taste like a hot dog. But I'm really excited about the corn and the carrot. I have out here on the table, I have some chili. And this chili is made with cauliflower, black beans, pinto beans, red bell pepper, some corn, and a bunch of seasonings and some onion. Oh, it smells so good. This is why I wasn't going to put the paprika or the other chili powders in my marinade, because I'm going to put chili on top of the dog. In addition to that, I have my Simnet Nutrition queso dip, and I'm going to sprinkle this on top of my dog. And so that came out real well the other day. You saw that? Now, you may be one who likes ketchup on your dog. You may not. I do like ketchup. And no, this is not the sugar-free version or low sugar version. It's just plain old ketchup. But if you like ketchup, go ahead. I know some people hate ketchup on hot dogs. And I like Grey Poupon, Dijon mustard. You might could use stone ground, or you could use regular old table mustard, yellow mustard. You could use spicy brown mustard. I have all those in the refrigerator, but I prefer the Dijon. And then I real fine diced some red onion a little while ago. I have my whole wheat, whole grain hot dog bun, and I'm going to eat one of these hot dogs right now. Now, I know that this is Labor Day, so you probably won't be able to make this today, but you will be able to make this in the near future anytime, maybe a Saturday, family get-together. But this is a really good meal, and I'm going to enjoy it. Got my chili on here. Before I put the cheese sauce, I'm going to put my Grey Poupon that just splashed all over my hand. Hold on, time out. Okay, I'm back. I had to wash my hands. You know, wash your hands, 6 foot social distancing, the whole bit. So put 8 pounds of Grey Poupon on the end of your hot dog here. It's okay, I like the mustard. I'm going to put just a touch, meaning less than I just did, on top of the hot dog there with the mustard. Little tiny bit. All right, and then let's put some of this Simnet Nutrition queso dip on top. All right, now I'm sure this is going to be messy, but it's going to be good, and I've been waiting for this all night. So here we go, lunchtime. Lunch is served. Messy like it's supposed to be. You know what? That is really good. Carrot by itself. You can tell it's a carrot, but it does have that hot dog flavor. Man, this came out good. I am excited. All right, enough talking. Go make you some chili dogs. Enjoy the summer, what's left of it. I don't know where you live. Where I live, it's still 100 degrees. I was going to take the camera outside, but the wind is blowing like crazy today, so it wouldn't have done any good to talk to you out there. But I'm going to eat. You guys have a good day. We'll see you next time. I'm going to make something later on today. I'm gonna make ice cream out of almond milk. I hope you'll stick around for that. We'll see you next time. My name's Denny. This is my plant-based journey, and I gotta eat. Talk to you next time.